Hey guys, hope you're doing really well today or tonight. I want to make a quick video on the importance of working well with other people. Now, what I really mean is just really understanding others, really honing in on those relationships and connections, and why it's so important. Why ultimately, we are obviously we're humans. We're supposed to be connecting with each other and working with each other, but working well with other people, like how important is that in today's age? And what does it mean for you if you do or don't work well with other people? So let's get into it. So first off, it is more important than you think. Um, I've gone through ebbs and flows with this personally, but look, ultimately, relationships are key in life, right? We are social people, even introverts. I'm an introvert personally, but everywhere or everyone around us innately wants to connect with other people, right? Now, if you're able to do this well, you're essentially think of it like having a diet or getting jacked or feeling great. You could do the bare minimum, which would be to eat okay food and maybe drink some water, or you could excel and then be a top 1 percenter and do extremely well, much better than what other people could do or the average person could do. And that's my approach with it. Um, and yeah, like I said, I did experiment with this before. I used to think I could just get everything just by myself. There was no need to kind of build networks or relationships or connections with other people. But ultimately, it's core to our lives. Relationships help manage our mood, happiness, expectancy. I forgot what the exact quote or fact was, but it was something along the lines of that. If you had the choice between sitting by yourself or going out with some friends and drinking alcohol, at a reasonable amount, you would be better off drinking the alcohol because ultimately loneliness it takes a massive toll on our health, our mental health, and physically as well. We don't feel right when we're lonely, when people don't accept us. So it's very, very important that we invest in relationships. It could mean the difference between a promotion or even whether you end up enjoying your job full stop. So, look, in the work context, obviously a lot of what being promoted at work has to do with performance, of course, but also relationships, right? And I don't want to get too political or anything, but if you have good relationships with your coworkers, your seniors, your clients, you can't go wrong. It can only improve your case, slash people giving you more work because they want to work with you. Um, so it's a little bit of a no-brainer. For those who actually don't enjoy their jobs, full stop, probably look at the relationships with those around you. And I'm not talking about dating or anything or doing something crazy, but just actually enjoying the relationships you have with other people or doing something to make that relationship enjoyable so that it doesn't feel like a drag every time you go to work or you get up and go to work. You want to be excited, knowing that you're going to connect with some cool people, you're going to do some good work, and um, yeah, that's it. At home, it could be a difference between wanting to socialize or wanting to be alone. Oh, sorry, always wanting to be alone. Now, by at home, it could also mean just personally in your life, in your personal life. But I think when we have good relationships, we want to socialize. We want to, speak to other people. We want to spend time with other people. Um, and look, if you've done that a lot, you might want some alone time, which is totally fine, especially as an introvert. I understand that. But being alone 24/7 is not good. Always wanting to be alone because you have no other options, because you have no friends, no social connections, is not a good position to be in. So we don't want that. Now, by working well with other people, what does that mean? So here's my experience with investing in relationships. At work, it's been really great. It's been key to get competitive. It's essentially got me into where I am currently, which is a quite a competitive sector in Australia and also the world, in professional services. So quite a great job, great position, and it did start through relationships, and it will probably most definitely continue my career through relationships and just, you know, getting to understand people, work, doing good work, just working with other people. I have been able, historically at least, to be consistently promoted each year. I am a manager in this business at 24 years of age, which is quite, I'd say, I think quite good. A lot of people don't get into management until, I mean, other similar managers are in their 30s. So, just moving very quick, doing really good work and building those relationships has been key. Even in my investing journey, right? Just being able to connect with people like mortgage brokers, real estate agents, tax agents, accountants, etc. Just working well with them, making it so that they enjoy or want to work with you, um, or that you're able to be more selective because you understand what it looks like to be a good mortgage broker or a good real estate agent, etc., etc. For me personally, it's made my investing journey quite good. New opportunities have come about because of it. That if I just kind of didn't really care too much, or I kind of just pushed it to the side, I probably wouldn't have gone. Another example of me investing really good, or working well with other people, for example, at work, has meant that people do regularly want to go out and invite me out to their own personal events, or maybe something that they're hosting outside of the work environment, which is really great. And it kind of says I want to spend time with you. I enjoy working with you in the case of work, or I enjoy just being around you in the case of your personal life. So either or, it's opened a lot of doors just to actually be social as a human being, and people want to spend time with you because you provide high quality, you provide a high quality connection or relationship for them, and vice versa, and it works really well. Now, what it's also meant is that as an introvert, or as an extrovert, if you do want to spend some more time alone, you're able to do that at a high quality because it's something that you get less of, and it's something that, you value a little bit more, right? And you're going to be a little bit more intentional with your alone time, being able to decompress, reflect further, um, before you get out there and connect with other people again. It's going to make it more high quality because you've exhausted yourself, you've put in a lot of work, and you've been able to get some really good outcomes from that. So the alone time's well earned and well worth it. Now, how do I personally work better with other people? So, and you can read, how to win friends and influence people, for example. Excuse me, but here are a few tips that I, personally do each and every day when I work with other people. So, number one, finding out what people enjoy and adjusting my style to their preference. Now, how I speak to Andy is going to be very, very different to how I speak to Susie and to Matt and to Josh, whoever. You need to tailor your style, and this also goes for leadership as well when you manage other people. It's about, really being or tailoring your approach depending on the person, having a niche understanding about that person, that's going to really bring out things like jokes, just understanding that person, which angle they're coming from. All these things are really important, and you're able to understand that better by really finding out more about them, what they enjoy, what their preferences are, who they are as a person. Everything like that will make it really easy to work well with these certain people. Being able to balance and expand in our relationship. So, for example, outside of work with work colleagues, that just means kind of, you could do the bare minimum, which is what you do for most people. But those people who you enjoy spending time with, you said there might be an opportunity progressing the relationship further. Take that extra step, spend more time with them. Only if you enjoy it. Obviously, we don't want to do it for mouse reasons, or just kind of to get just solely get something out of people. Ideally not, but it happens. Um, expand those relationships, kind of diving deeper and just seeing where it takes you, and actually investing the time as well could be really important. Another really good point here is being genuinely interested in what they're doing or who they actually are. So I like to use the rule: just speak less about yourself. And it's actually funny because people become more interested in you because you're speaking less about yourself. It's almost like a supply and demand of information. If they're talking about themselves for 50 minutes and you talk about yourself for 10 minutes, it's very likely that they're going to start quizzing you more and just, that you know so much about them, but they don't know much about you. So it works both ways. People love talking about themselves. I do as well, which is kind of what I'm doing now. But also, it kind of has that reverse effect where they actually want to then learn more about you. Okay. And that's working that relationship. That's just working to build deeper ties with certain people. I think another thing here, and I don't see this too often, which is quite surprising, but being energetic and excited to connect with other people, and being really open to new opportunities, being really just like yes, 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 and I don't mean yes to things you don't want to do, but just actually genuinely being interested in doing things, putting your hand up to say yes, I'm very excited, walking in there with, we kind of fill the room with energy. That's what you want to do. You want to have that presence where people just want to talk to you. People like being around you because you make them feel good, you're energetic, you uplift them, you bring them up. These are the kind of key things that are so, so important when it comes to working better with other people. Last point here, always be willing to contribute to their life and not take away from their life, right? So you want to be a value add. It's not about what they can do for you, it's about what you can do for them, right? No one will hate someone that contributes value to their life consistently without an expectation of something coming back. Those people are amazing. You don't find them too often. But I've personally made sure I've done this at work and also in my personal life, by giving out, free advice. That might be specialized. Maybe it's taking on extra work or projects at work. It might be just, volunteering somewhere, just being willing to, I want to give something back. Super, super important. And yeah, it does make the difference between, being okay, or, you're okay with that person, or having a really strong, strong relationship, which means more opportunities in your personal life, work life, and ultimately a more enriched life, being that you have deeper connections with people around you that you want to have deep connections with. So, yeah, hopefully you guys have really enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, let me know down below. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.